Hello everyone, welcome back to Olympia Dynasty Football here. We are in Season 8 and this is now the Week 6 preview, following up such a fun win against Oklahoma in Week 5. I mean, can we talk about that real quick before we jump into looking ahead to UCF for Week 6? What a resilient team we have here. I mean, defense, I wouldn't say bend don't break. They broke a lot in that game, but when it came down to it and when it mattered most, they made the plays they needed to win. And the offense, just time after time after time, coming up clutch. Ty Cree, Zach Schuster, Christian Armstrong, even a few good throws from Roa Latu, mixed in with a lot of bad ones. I mean, that's what it takes to win. J.J. Thomas was excellent. Just a complete sellout culture here, and not in a bad way, but in like we're selling out to a good idea and a good team chemistry of we can win this game if we stay in it. Let's go ahead and jump into some comments here because Chicken Dinner is going to be our only commenter today with some pretty good comments on it. Hashtag Olympia Strong. Jay, can you speak to the prowess and honestly sheer dominance this Olympia kick returning unit has produced? What has led to these returners getting big yards on kickoffs? I'm actually going to take us back to Season 1 against Utah State, where we were in a similar type of game, a shootout game with Utah State, for a win, one of the first wins in Olympia history against a good Utah State team who would become a rival. And Lance Roach returns a kickoff for a touchdown, and it gives us a chance to win that game, similar to Derek Canary in this game. And really what I think it comes down to is both coaches, Hunt and Cooke, have gotten the returners, obviously, that are fast and speedy. You know, Zach Schuster was a returner, J.J. Thomas, a lot of guys that just have had tons of speed. But more importantly, has gotten the blockers on the kick return unit to sell out to blocking. You've had Stitch Robinson, Braxton Hayes, Kosi Mensah, Kevin Tate, lots of really good fullbacks, tight ends, even wide receivers like Corey Cross, who just absolutely go all out on a block. If I can lay my man down on the ground, then my returner has a chance to return it for a touchdown. I think that's what's really led to a lot of our scores, is returners just following their blockers and their blockers putting their all on the field. Let's go ahead and jump into our next comment by Chicken Dinner. This one's a tough one. Jay, why does Coach continue to put Roa out there? He visibly has not shown any growth and continues to make the same mistakes time after time. Why is he still our backup QB? I agree with that. Unfortunately, I love Roa. I think he was one of my favorite prospects coming out of high school. He has not panned out, to say the least. Why he's still our backup QB is because we have 3 active quarterbacks on this roster, and after the injury to Wesley Dunmore, we have 2. We have 2 guys sitting there on red shirt, and obviously Bill Chambers is one who I was really excited about, but he did get red shirted. And then we also have Chris Mason, who's sitting on the red shirt list. I don't think Coach Hunt wants to burn either of their red shirts, but he will if he has to at this point. Now, we do have emergency QBs. Rudy Rutherford, when healthy, is an emergency QB. I believe Jay Moore had some throwing in high school. But at the end of the day, we are going to either have to burn a red shirt or see drastic improvement from Roa, because if Christian Armstrong keeps getting ticky-tack injuries, it keeps putting us in holes in games. Thank you so much for those comments. Going forward, let's go ahead and jump into the high school. We only have one game today. That is Lone Peak and Highland. Let's go ahead and jump in that, and I will see you in a minute. Let's get things started off with some Lone Peak versus Highland highlights. Lone Peak pretty much dominating this game, although it wasn't without a little struggle. Taylor Wilson having a great game. He was under pressure all night long, though, getting hit every time he threw the ball, and every single one of those throws was an absolute dime. Here we see him rolling out. He's going to find his target and get crushed from behind. Just was how it was for him all night long, especially with Clint Smith providing pressure. Clint Smith here, a nice hit. Unfortunately, can't stop him from making the pass. And then Clint Smith missing a tackle, and he's so fast he catches back up to it. One more highlight here from Taylor Wilson as he throws it, then jumps over his own guy. I mean, Lone Peak just dominated this matchup. Razzie Scott Royal did not have the best game, despite Clint Smith having a pretty good one. Taylor Wilson, pretty much perfect on offense. They get the job done, and they are now tied for first with Harriman and Bingham, as we see Northridge winless, and a mix of teams between 4 and 7, West Jordan, Pineview, Timpview, and Highland in that order. Now taking a look at recruiting, as Olympia still has no official commits yet. A lot of players that it seems like word on the street is they are close to committing. Guys like Tim Jackson out of Lone Peak, as we just watched. He is interested. Clint Smith, just a lot of talent that has not decided yet. As far as Harriman's prospects, Joel Fitch and Valentino Martinez, they are very close to committing from what I've heard, but it will not be, as far as I understand, in the state of Utah. So now let's go to UCF, as we are actually at UCF this week. We are going to take a trip on to Orlando. No Disneyland, or I guess Disney World for this team. This is all business, of course. UCF, you know, they've been pretty good. One of the first teams actually the first team we played in Olympia history was UCF, and they did a number on us, you know. So it's always a fun time to beat up on them. I expect this team, even though UCF's doing all right this year, I do expect Olympia at number 18 should soundly win this game. So of course we will see. You know, still working on those under center offenses and trying to really dial up the run game and play action. A lot less spread, although we can go spread when we need to, but just trying to keep things the way they are. And taking a look at the top 25 now, a little bit of movement here. Utah State is really starting to impress. You can see Indiana there just above us. Utah State has actually made it into the top 25. They're having a very good season so far, as we see San Diego State and actually Kansas outside the top 25, sitting there at 27 and 28. And then just nobody obviously from Olympia in the Heisman race. Nobody really from the Big 12 in the Heisman race. Big 12 kind of having a weak season, it feels like. But we'll see, you know, if we can continue to win and pick up some momentum. I think we've got a really tough schedule that we've already played through, actually. A lot of ranked teams. I think that'll reflect very highly. And we have a chance to go to a BCS game this year. If we want out, maybe the championship. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. You never know. But I think it's a possibility. And UCF's strength really comes down to I think their front four on defense is really good. Their second level, their linebackers are a little weak. Their secondary is pretty good as well. So I think this is a team that we got to watch out for their defense. Just got to play sound football, not turn the ball over, and I think we'll have a chance to win. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We will see you next week against UCF. Have a good one.